In this video, we're going to find the domain and range of an exponential function. First of all, for any exponential function, the domain is going to be negative infinity to infinity, because I'm plugging an x value in for an exponent, and I can plug any number I want into that x value. So there's no restrictions. The only functions that typically have restrictions are going to be like rational and radical functions. So I've got a domain for any exponential that's negative infinity to infinity. And I'm going to say that for any exponential has this domain. Now, what's different between exponentials is the range. So a typical graph for an exponential, let's just use y equals 2 to the x. A typical graph for y equals 2 to the x is going to look like this. And so the range of a normal exponential is from 0 to infinity. And the reason it's from 0 to infinity is the smallest value that I'm getting as this x approaches negative infinity here is 2 to some negative power, some large negative power. If you take 2 to some negative power, it's really telling you to divide by a bunch of 2's. If you're dividing by a bunch of 2's, then you're going to be approaching 0. So the range for a normal exponential is going from 0 to infinity. The only thing that's going to change that is vertical shifts. So I've got a vertical shift here of positive 4. So because I have this vertical shift of positive 4, that's moving my y-intercept up 4 spots, which is moving my horizontal asymptote that this thing's approaching. Basically, it's moving the x-axis up 4 spots. So now my range goes from 0 to infinity, and it changes to now 4 to infinity. So the only thing I have to worry about for finding domains and range of exponential functions is I got to worry about the vertical shift. If there is a vertical shift, that's going to change my range. I do need to worry about vertical reflections, because sometimes if it's reflected across the x-axis, my range will change and be the opposite of what I have written here. But I just want to look at that vertical shift, and I can tell what the range is.